fly high, I'm blazing. I'm blazing, just like I'm blazing.
Hey guys, it's Queen Thang. Hope your weeks are going well. So today I'm playing Demon Souls, and I'm actually starting from where I finished off. So this is my actual gameplay. I'm playing as a wanderer. I've completed Stonefang completely, and I'm trying to be as pure as I can in this game. And Boletaria, I have like the Penetrator boss, but right now I'm playing in the Shrine of Shadows, and I'm playing in the Shadowmen. The second part, so I'm playing 4-2 if you're up to speed with Demon Souls talk. So I'm not going to talk too much about the gameplay. If you want me to talk more about it, you can like message in the comments, but today I wanted to talk about I'm really surprised I haven't spoken about it. So I want to talk about Goosebumps versus Are You Afraid of the Dark? So for the nostalgia pack, feel free to comment on whatever you want to. So yeah, I'm going to start off just talking about Goosebumps and then talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark. So this is all from my head. I'm not like, Googling anything, so bear with me. So yeah, so Goosebumps came out in, the books came out in the early 90s, like 94, 95. And so that was the fad. I was in the second grade. No. What grade was I in? I think I was in second grade when that whole thing started happening. The books. Monster Blood, Say Cheese and Die, like all that stuff came out. The Haunted Mask and all that stuff. So, yeah, the books came out and that was a big deal and reading those. But when the TV show came out, that's when stuff really started getting interesting, actually being able to see. And the TV shows came out second. And for all you younger heads out there, please don't believe when Cartoon Network puts it on. Cartoon Network puts it on during Halloween, and they're like, "Oh, new episode of R.L. Stein's Goosebumps." Shut up. That's not. I can't. My little brother was like, "Kim, there's a new episode coming on." I was like, "It's not a new episode, cutie pie." I was like, "It's not a new episode." He's like, "But I'm like, it's not. They're lying to you." I hate that when they do that with TV. It's just like what they do with anime. Oh, new episode of Pokemon. Japan has had Pokemon for like 20 years now. Seriously. But off topic. So I want to talk about what Goosebumps does. So because I've had this conversation before with people and they're like, "Oh, which one's better?" But the thing is, they do something different, so you can't really compare them. I don't know. You can compare them, but you have to make sure that you're doing it right. So, all right. Goosebumps, what it does, I feel like, so first, Goosebumps, if you follow the main character and like you're following a main character every episode. I'm talking about the TV shows, and this person, the main character, is either really the main character is all. It's like they're just having their own little life, like they're just normal people. They're just going around, whatever. They're in school, they're off summer vacation, something. They're just whatever. And all of a sudden, in the Goosebumps world, something gets shifted. Like their reality just gets straight shifted, and they're like, uh-oh, like it just gets completely moved to the left. And so after their reality's fine and it gets moved to the left, the whole episode they're trying to deal with the problem. They're like, "Oh no, I have to get away from the problem, or I have to try to fix it because it's their own fault." And then after that, at the end of a Goosebumps episode, it's like I want to say 80% of the time open-ended, meaning there's no ending. Like it ends, but you're like, uh-oh, what's gonna happen? And then the show just cuts off. You're like, oh no, it's just a straight open-ended story with Goosebumps. And that's something I really like about it. And an example of that is like definitely one of my favorite episodes of Goosebumps is called Vampire Breath, and I have the book of it actually. And in that, going along the traditional Goosebumps way of I don't know, Goosebumpsness, it starts off with a brother and sister, and their parents are really excited for their birthday, and the kids are like, "Oh, it's just my birthday, I'm turning another year older." And the parents are like, "It's gonna be so exciting, you guys, I'm really encouraged by this, and I can't wait to just, give you your birthday gifts. It's going to be really exciting. And so the kids are like, whatever. And so the brother and sister wind up being nosy, like all the prepubescent little kids do in these shows, just nosy. And there's a door in their home that they've never been in. So they open the door, they go in, and it's a cave. And they go in there and they mess with a tomb, and lo and behold, someone pops out. An old guy pops out, and it's a vampire. Now, the whole episode, they're trying to get away from the vampire. They're like straight up running, trying to be sneaky. And then finally, they get out of that cave, and they go into their room, and they're like, Mom, Dad, there was something chasing us. There was a vampire chasing us. And the parents are like, what are you talking about? And then the daggone old man comes out of the cave too, in the bedroom. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I remember flipping out. I'm like, what's going to happen? And then, in Goosebumps world, the parents go, Grandpa? The parents know the vampire granddad. And the parents go, you know what, guys? We meant to tell you this on your birthday. It's a little early, but the parents do a 360 turn, and the fangs come out. And the kids are like, what? You guys are vampires? And all of a sudden, the kids are like, like it's painful. And their fangs come out. So the whole time, they're vampires, and that was their birthday gift. And the kids at the end are like, oh, I didn't expect that as a birthday gift. And then, the show shuts off. You're like, what's going to happen? Like, what reality are they in? Like, it just bends reality. It's like Twilight Zone-ish, like Goosebumps. So I always thought that was fun about Goosebumps. How it just, like, straight to you think it's one thing, and then it just goes whoop. It's like throws you off. So that's Goosebumps. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Came out on Nickelodeon. It was actually a Canadian show, but it came on Nick at Night. Snick. Wow, Saturday Night Nick is where it came on. And, these kids were telling stories around a campfire. And, they were in the Midnight Society, which had to get initiated, which is never a good scene. But in this TV show, it was cool. Because in real life, I'd be like, I am not bothering with anyone that needs to be initiated. Bump them. So, that's that. And the Are You Afraid of the Dark style, their art style, their storytelling style, is it's like the world is going on, and we just happen to peek in at that one point in time. It's like, okay, we're gonna look at that person today. Like, that's how they pick their stories. And Are You Afraid of the Dark, the people either start their own problems, like they did it to themselves, someone's past comes up to bite them in the butt, or someone comes in, a complete third party just comes in and ruins their lives. Like Sardo. You guys, I'm gonna show a picture of Sardo, because he is a pain in the butt. He ruined so many kids' lives, not even kidding. He straight up, he always messed them up. He had like a magic shop, and he just ruined their lives. He's like, oh, you should get this little trinket because it'll make you popular. And then it makes the kid turn into some crazy looking beast, It's ridiculous. But yeah. So the way of storytelling, so you find a person. They like tell a story about a person whose life seems to be normal. They're just normal lives. And then someone comes in. So I'll explain one of my favorite episodes. I think this is my favorite episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's Tale of the Water Demons. And that was my favorite one. Hence why I'm playing Demon Souls. Goosebumps has, little creepy beings in it. And my favorite episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark is Tale of the Water Demons. And in that one, you have, I think they're cousins or something like that, or brothers. And one's nerdy, and one's the bad boy. So the nerdy one follows the rules, and the bad one is a klepto. So he keeps stealing stuff. They're working in their, some shop for their summer job. So long story short, the bad one steals something he shouldn't steal. And he steals it from this old man's house. And this old man told him, this old man's crazy, of course. He's just like, out of whack. But the old man's telling him, these water demons keep following me. I'm being stalked by water demons. And so the kids are like, we're going to leave now. See you later. So they bounce. And then later on, the bad one straight up gets stalked by water demons because he has sticky fingers. So he did that to himself. That's the, one of the methods of Are You Afraid of the Dark story style. And then at the end of the show, he throws the thing he stole back into the ocean. He like, redeems himself, and the show ends. So it's closed. Are You Afraid of the Dark usually closes their stories at the end. I can see about a nice amount of time they close their stories at the end. So that's what they do. Are You Afraid of the Dark? But yeah, so the question we've all been waiting to hear, now that I've given you the points for Goosebumps and the points for Are You Afraid of the Dark, is which one's better? And I will say that I cannot choose. And that's because they both do something different, you guys. Like I told you, Goosebumps tells their story in their fashion, in their art style, and then Are You Afraid of the Dark tells it in theirs. And Goosebumps leaves majority of their stories open-ended, and Are You Afraid of the Dark closes their stories. Goosebumps, you know, it's like you're just, I don't know. I feel like it was on purpose that we followed this one kid around. Are You Afraid of the Dark? It was like, we're just gonna pick that one. You know, it was like just random things happening, random people. So that was my thoughts, you guys. I can't pick which one. I like them both, and they both do great things for storytelling, and you know, it's just really fun to watch. So, let me know what you guys think. And sadly, I died here because I took a misstep. No. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.